What's up guys, Cretan here from LogicLounge.com. Recently I picked up this. It's a HDMI capture card. It uses the HDMI signal to be able to capture and record and stream gameplay from a gaming console. And when I picked up this, I also decided to pick up some HDMI cables. But as I was looking for HDMI cables, I noticed there's a lot of them out there. Some are very expensive, some are very cheap, and it got me wondering, well, are the expensive ones really worth it? Well, I'm going to answer that question and tell you all about the real truths and facts about what makes an HDMI cable and why you shouldn't be spending so much for them. So what does HDMI stand for? Well, it stands for High Definition Multimedia Interface, or what everybody calls it really, HDMI. It's a completely digital cable. That means that the signal that you're sending through the cable is ones and zeros. Unlike composite cables that send a different type of signal, this is basically a completely digital signal. Something like what's happening on your hard drive right now is writing and reading ones and zeros. So it's completely digital through and through. Now, because this cable is sending ones and zeros, all HDMI cables are basically alike. They may change the different types of plugs on there, the different colors, the different materials that they use for the outer sleeving, but inside, the HDMI cable is just the same from any manufacturer, whether it be from Monster, Monoprice, and Amazon one, they're all the same, because what they're doing is they're transferring ones and zeros, and it's completely digital, so you don't have to worry about anything, really, up until you get to the point where your HDMI cables are a little over 30 feet or longer. Once you get over 30 feet, you start getting signal degradation, and that's not due to the manufacturer, that's just due to the restrictions of data pass-through through the cable. So that might bring in a whole separate sort of variables and stuff like that, but anything under 30 feet, any HDMI cable, no matter if it's from a different company, it's basically the same inside. Now you might be saying, well, I can just go to these big box stores like Fry's or Best Buy and pick up cables. Well, I thought that too, but it's completely not the case. When I went to Best Buy to go pick up my first HDMI cable that I needed for a computer build, well, it turned out to be very expensive. I was seeing cables at a minimum, a bare minimum of $30, and that was not the ones that I was being recommended by the Best Buy reps. The Best Buy reps were trying to get me to get $80, $100 HDMI cables. They were telling me all these outlandish features that I would get with getting these more expensive cables. Stuff like gold plating, and I'll address gold plating here in a second. But I was trying to get way overpriced for just a simple 5-foot long HDMI cable. The truth is, you shouldn't be spending more than 20 bucks on an HDMI cable. And even when you are spending 20 bucks, that better be the best HDMI cable that you've ever had. Because when you look at prices online, you can get them easily for $5, $10, and they will last you for a long time. HDMI cables that I picked up before, well, they were like 10 bucks, and they were 10, 20 feet long. How I needed them. Well, big box stores really aren't the best place to go get cables. Now, take this HDMI cable that I just got. If you see here, it has gold plating on the plug. Some manufacturers like to advertise this as a major feature that you must have. Well, gold plating is really there for anti-corrosion. And if you're not living in a place that's very damp, like maybe it's an outside TV, or maybe you live in a very humid place, well, you really don't need gold plating. Anything that's nickel plated like that, and you're in a kind of a tepid area, you don't need it. It's only for those, well, those people who are really worried about corrosion. That's really what gold plating's there for. And to truth be told, most people don't need it. It's just something added in for that extra thing to make the cable more expensive. All right, let's bring everything back together real quick and sum up what I've been saying. Basically, a HDMI cable is a digital signal, meaning it's ones and zeros. You either have a picture or you don't have a picture. So up to 30 feet, all the cables are basically the same inside. There's nothing really different from different manufacturers who are claiming different prices or different features. An HDMI cable is an HDMI cable is an HDMI cable. They're all the same. It's really how the company wants to price it and what kind of outer coating that they're really putting on the cable. Everything internal is completely the same. Also, let's talk about that gold coating that I was talking about. You don't need it. Unless you live in an outside place, a very damp place, you really don't need it. Truth be told, nickel plating would be fine for almost everybody. So it's really there for corrosion resistance. And if you don't live in a place that has high corrosion, well, then you're going to be fine. You really don't need it. So don't take that as a selling point to be upsold, because you shouldn't have to. That's really about does it. So you need to look out where you get those HDMI cables. Don't go to those big box stores. They'll just price gouge you till price gouging and back, really. Now, where do I recommend going to pick up your cables? Well, go to monoprice.com. That's the first and foremost place that I've been going for the past couple of years to get my cables, because they're relatively cheap, they have fast shipping, their customer support is great, and I've never gone wrong with them. They've got very low prices. You can get a 5-foot HDMI cable for around $5. They're very cheap, very reasonable. You get discounts for the more cables you buy too. So if you buy more than 5 cables, they'll give you a slight discount, more than 10, even more of a slight discount. So if you're buying cables in bulk or even individually, they're very cheap and very affordable. So first and foremost, check out monoprice.com. If all else fails there, check out Amazon. I cannot go wrong with Amazon. I've got Amazon Prime. It's very fast. I got free 2-day shipping. And when I went to go look at their HDMI cables, they were relatively cheap too. I got 2, where is it? There they are. I got 2 of these 15-foot HDMI cables for about $9 each. That's an amazing price for something that's 15 feet long. And you usually see that price even in stores. You don't see that price for 15-foot HDMI cables. It's completely insane. So check out Amazon.com, type in HDMI cables, do your shopping, do your research, look at those ratings. I always like to look at ratings because that actually helps me figure out, well, is this one good, if it's bad? So check out those ratings. Amazon also has top lists as well, so you can see the top HDMI cables, and you can see what people are buying the most. So check it out, Amazon or Monoprice. Links will be down below for that. I definitely recommend it. So thank you so much for watching. My name is Creighton Meller. Be sure, if you have any questions for me, email me, creighton@logiclounge.com. You can also follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Google+, all under the username of LogicLounge. Be sure to like and subscribe to this video as well. It helps us out. And if you really like it, go ahead and share it as well. We always love when you guys do that. Thank you so much for watching. Again, my name is Creighton Meller. We'll see you guys next time.